I'm using the least charitable interpretation of any acronym I see.
Look, Zach. Uh, uh, I like I'm gonna start this the way that I always do and say that this is the best thing that either of us has ever come up with. But I do take umbrage with you immediately insulting my abbreviation of the word doctor as DRS.
I thought it'd be funny. And you know what? I was laughing.
Yeah, me too. Zach, welcome to a resolution update. It's been a while. It's been a
It has been
while.
it has been a hot minute, yes.
What would you like to go first? Because we promised each other that this would not take a long time.
Yeah, we're just gonna give what our resolutions were. We did a stream at the end of last year, beginning of this one, talking about what our resolutions are gonna be. We never made like a video because we both had very busy years. But now we're doing that. We're doing an update to show where we are with 3 months left, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Without further ado, Tom, my first resolution is build a custom bass guitar.
How's that going?
Not great. I have built a guitar before, and I know the parts to order, and I have the things I want to be part of the inside is going to be. I, so I follow. I'm stumbling over all of this goodness. I watch a channel called Burl's Art who makes guitars out of epoxy resin and puts things inside so you can get a unique like way that it looks. I have piles upon piles of like campaign pins and campaign lists and stickers and all that. I think would make a cool design if you threw them all inside an epoxy
Oh
resin
my god,
guitar and had
hell
that be the
yeah.
way it looked. So that is one of the strategies I'm stealing from a friend of mine who I do resolution stuff with is have a bunch of things that you could knock out in 3 weeks if you really need to, because I will presumably not be working for the last 2 months of this year, and my goal is to do a bunch of them in the back half or the back quarter, I guess, in the resolution rush, as we like to call it.
Absolutely.
Uh, so that one, I have the supplies. I have the uh, stuff I'm going to put inside. I think I still have some epoxy left over that should be enough. And then I just need to order one of those base kits that has the neck and the parts that go inside and build it that way. So I have not actually put the things together, but I am confident if I like give myself 3 weeks, I probably could.
All right. And we're going snake style this time? Is that
Yes.
correct? All right. Zach, I have make and go to 4 doctor's appointments. And
How?
it's done. It's done. It's
Oh
complete.
no, you cut out for me. Uh
Can you hear me? Uh-oh. All right. Sometimes we don't have to end the recording if we fix them fast.
we do.
Yeah, did it work?
Yeah,
Hello?
yeah, it worked. It worked.
Nice.
Yes. Hello.
Zach, it's done. I did it.
Nice.
Yeah, I did that. It was good.
Mm. Did you
I
go to like a different combination of doctors to investigate many different parts of your health?
yes, I did.
Good.
I
Good.
went
I'm
to
glad.
yeah. I went to 2 dentist appointments and 2 urologist appointments. Um, which I recommend that everyone do. Both of those things at least once a year. Um, I had not been to either in a while, and my teeth are much better for it. Strongly recommend it. Yeah, it's great.
I was going to say I'm probably going to steal this resolution for next year because I have been slacking on that,
It's
and I
just a good one.
shouldn't be,
And
but I
I
am.
I do not have a GP yet, and I need a GP. Um, but unfortunately, GPs are tough to get without insurance. Um, and my insurance at my job is not my favorite. Uh, so that is a hill that I'm still trying to climb. But I will get there and we'll have more update. I'm trying to like double that resolution. I'll have more updates at the end of this year. Um, so I have eat food from restaurants on no more than 30 days. I love this resolution. It's great. The
The
first
problem is,
the first 2 years that I tried it, I got to
yeah,
November without breaking.
and yeah, it always just felt like you were a couple days short. And
Yeah.
the problem is, once it breaks, there is no incentive left for you to not go get food every time you feel like it,
Uh,
because
yeah.
you're not holding. What's the difference between -1 and -10?
And Zach, this one's fully failed.
How how quick?
June.
This is such a tragedy that you finally had the right amount of days to be able to pull it off, and then life decided that it was not going to be that kind to you.
Is a tough year. It's a tough year. It's been a tough year, Zach.
I
It's a
don't,
tough
and I
year.
don't blame you at all for failing this because, like, sometimes it's really hard to like prep your meals ahead of time because you got too much shit going on,
Yep.
and there's a fucking restaurant that you know has really good food right there. And let me tell you, I would have failed this resolution if I had it in February. So you did way better than I did.
Uh, on a related note, we're going to talk about one of yours that's similar a little bit later, but we'll get there. We'll get there in a few minutes.
Yeah, yeah, we're not that far from it.
All
Yes,
right. How your album's going? You already
I
released an
just
album that is one of my
I
favorites.
released my cover album that I wanted out way earlier. I wanted it to be a Valentine's thing, and life would not let that happen. But I like took some time, fixed it up, got it out for the anniversary of my last album. And the cover album is the album last year was Rinkaria. It was lo-fi. This is my lo-fi cover album. Songs inspired it. I have all but one or two of the instrumentals fully completed with some mixing and mastering that needs to happen for the next album. I might add a little bit to one song, but it's all in the place where if like you told me I needed 72 hours to turn it around, I probably could with the vocals not being perfect. Instead, I have multiple weeks to turn it around. I know what I need to fix. I can get it out in time. It is mostly done. It is trying to be your favorite album potentially ever. Combine. I came up with this idea separately from like thinking about this, and then I realized, wait a second, Tom would love this album. It is combining 2000s pop with Lovecraft horror. And Tom, I can't think of two things you like that as much as those two things.
This is extremely
And
fair.
I am confident those are two great tastes that taste great together. The
Yeah.
the concept the concept I had was there are a lot of songs, especially in 2000s pop, that try and ride the line between spooky and sexy,
Mhm. Yep.
and all of them always picked sexy. And I wondered why nobody ever picked spooky. And in writing this album, I definitively found out why. Oh man, now I get it. And you will too. This October, hopefully.
All right. I have written down hopefully Halloween. I'm really excited about it. Zach's music channel will be in the description. I strongly recommend you go subscribe to it.
Yeah. This one has out of all the songs that I've ever written, I think two of my favorites ever. And this is like including the stuff I do for video games and like mashups and all the stuff I've done. I think at least two of my favorite things I've ever made are on this album. Uh by a country mile. So I'm really excited for it. And Tom, you're gonna love the wild adventure this album takes you on.
All right.
Uh,
I'm very excited.
good,
Um,
good, good.
how are your activities with your family going?
This one is done.
Really?
I went back. Yeah, yeah. I front loaded the beginning of the year. And when I was in between jobs over the summer, I had about a month and change that I actively tried to every couple of days do something with my family, and I realized at a certain point that I was like definitely over, and I've made time to do things with my family since then. I went to my mom's wedding just like 2 weeks back, and was there like the whole time. Chatting with her, enjoying the festivities. I had spent a lot of
Congratulations to your
time.
mom, by the way.
Oh, thank you. She's very happy about it, and she got to go on a cruise, which she would have done anyways. But now it gets to be a honeymoon cruise, which means that everybody's trying to sell her things.
Yeah.
Uh, um, and yeah, I got a good amount of time with my mom. Spent some time doing things with my brother. I got to spend time with my grandma and with dad. So, as far as I'm concerned, like when I look back and count the days and things I did, I am at 30 doing some sort of activity, even if that activity was just like sitting down and grabbing lunch and talking for an hour. I live in a different state for most of my family for most of the year, so I really do miss spending time with them, and I wanted to make sure that I reprioritize that for this year. And what I learned was 30 days was a lot better than like the 15 to 20 that I usually got, but I probably want to spend more time, so I might make that even more of my resolutions next year.
All right. Uh, shall we hop back over to my side?
Yes, absolutely, because this one's fun.
Yeah, jump out of a plane. My mom and I have wanted to go skydiving for a long time, and that's not happening.
Oh no! Why not?
Nah, but, the life is hard, and jumping out of planes is expensive. It's not happening. It's not,
It's only expensive. This is the trick. Is it's only expensive if you tell people you're jumping out of the plane. If you get into a regular plane and bring the parachute on board, they can't stop you from getting out.
that I don't know that I would dispute this on Mike. That's for sure. Uh, uh,
uh,
but I see your
there's a
point.
long. I've had a long-standing belief that it's not true. It can't possibly be true. But my grandpa is the right age and looks like the sketch of DB Cooper, and he was in the Air Force. However, I later found out he was in the Air Force and not a flying role. But I do feel like a little bit of DB Cooper lives on in me. Tom, you just need to find the right plane and buy
You
a
are
parachute.
you are correct. I did take my dad this year flying. That was very cool. Um,
You just need to jump out next time.
yeah, and if the next time had materialized, you know what I mean? Like if it had been
Yeah.
financially viable, there's one particular resolution that has eaten up most of my time, which we'll talk about later. If it had been financially viable, I would have, but it just wasn't possible this year. I might put it back on next year.
That is entirely fair. I think that yeah, it was not. It was a tough year. I think just time wise for both of us, and that requires you not only to spend a good amount of money,
Mm-hmm.
you have to like appreciate to wake up early and like do a bunch of training, and then you can jump out of a plane.
Yep,
And
it
then and
it
then also the
takes
rest of your day is a bummer because the most exciting part was earlier.
$375 per person and one full Saturday. Which
Yeah,
is fine. But it's a tall ask. Um,
yeah.
and you have to schedule that with another person who is also willing to spend $375 and a full Saturday. Um, it's a tough ask, and I still want to do it, but it's not going to happen this year for sure. However, you know what did happen, Zach?
What happened?
I became competent at a new sport.
You did very excitingly.
Yes! Yes! I competed in the ride for Roswell. Uh, 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 it was phenomenal. It was incredible. I did the 30-mile ride, um, along the Niagara River. It was extraordinary, just a beautiful time. It was nice. It's flat, and I asked you early in the year if you considered this to count. The longest ride I've ever been on in my entire life is for sure less than a mile. Never been on an extended bike ride. And I went from doing that like 10 years ago or more. I did the training. I trained every weekend. I biked to and from my house that I've been working on, basically every day, up until the ride. And then I did the 30-mile ride, and that was my
I
new record.
know for sure that you became competent at this, and I can prove it by like the background level of like you must be competent at this now. Like I've seen too much evidence. We call each other often.
Yeah.
Uh, Sometimes we call each other when we're just sitting around in our like houses. Sometimes we call each other while we're both driving. And recently, you've been calling me while you are biking. And Tom, when you are biking on anything but the smoothest of ground, I have no idea what the fuck you're saying,
That is true.
but you are definitely biking.
That is true.
So, like 100%, you are biking enough now that like I will catch you biking in phone calls with relative frequency.
Uh, and you know, I like it's been great. It's been fantastic, and it has significantly contributed to another resolution we'll get to in a couple of minutes.
You really synergized really well. Yes.
Yeah. At number 5, we have pickle 50 things.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
You stay back to me.
Oh, we're saying it back
You're
to you. My
jumping up.
bad. My bad. My bad. Let's go.
Uh, Next one, 36 or fewer non-holidays consuming alcohol. And this one is still alive, baby.
Yeah.
Uh, I have 5 buffer days left before I'm at a perfect 36. I drank on 31 days that were not holidays by my definition of a holiday, which is a day in which you might celebrate potentially with alcohol. I did not expect my mom getting married, so I did not, when I made my list earlier, put a wedding on there because I was not anticipating any of them. So I did not drink at my mom's wedding, which was a good choice because I ended up driving back 4 hours afterwards. But yeah, I have left my drinking largely to holidays. I don't just like have a day of the month where I desperately feel the need to drink anymore, which is actually great, and I'm happy that that's just not a thing. Uh, and now I will only get plastered on a holiday, and when I do, it fucking sucks the next morning, and I don't want to do it anymore.
What a
So
wonderful
I
thing.
think mission accomplished for not my job, which we're going to get to very soon, I'm good at, but is a considerable amount of stress. And one of my unhealthy coping mechanisms was on particularly bad days, I would get back, lay down on the couch, and pour like 3 mixed drinks, which is not a good coping mechanism.
Mm-mm.
And now I went back to my other coping mechanisms, which aren't good either, but they are better than drinking a ton of alcohol.
Okay, can I ask you how many tokens you have left?
I have 5 tokens.
5 tokens remaining.
5 remaining tokens.
Whoa.
And I have not used any of them in a month or
That's
more, I
that's
think.
very cool.
I just got to keep the stretch going. And the wonderful thing about fall is this is when all the holidays happen. So if I
Yes.
get crunk on Halloween or the first Tuesday after a Monday in November or Thanksgiving, I still have tokens.
5 left. I think that's such a good resolution
It was
cuz
it was stolen from your restaurant one. Uh, that is a good format. That is a good idea that you had.
I like those resolutions a lot. Like you get a certain number of my mom has actually been doing the restaurant resolution with me, and we have physical tokens now. We have
That's
physical coins.
that's fucking amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I need to do that. I need to do that with my drinking tokens if I continue it into the next year.
All right. How about your Jeep? How is Jeep
I,
doing?
I'm trying. I'm trying to pay off all my credit card debt and my Jeep. My credit card debt has been sticky. It's been hard to really get that down significantly. I did pay off all one card, and then very unfortunately had to use it to buy something.
Yeah.
But the Jeep is pretty good. I am $600 away from paying off my Jeep. Uh,
Dude.
yeah, I can do it this year if I want to, and I notably pay $100, $150 every other month for it right now. So like I am just 1 year ish away from pay. Well, a little less or a little more than that, but I could pay it off easily end of this year, beginning of next. And I do intend, if I'm in a good spot financially in December, just fucking fully firing it and paying off the Jeep, so I no longer have to pay for it outside of insurance.
That's phenomenal, dude. I'm so glad. That's fantastic. I'm gonna say very close.
Very close for the Jeep, not as much for the credit cards. It's
Okay,
doable, but I would say close, not
close.
very
And,
close.
and of course, that's definitely the kind of resolution that I would like. I would grade half and half for sure. Right.
Yeah,
If you get a good chunk down on the credit card, but you fully pay off the Jeep, you're getting full credit for the Jeep for sure.
It's worth noting I could one good paycheck could wipe out all my credit card debt if I didn't know I was going to need that money for other things.
Is that something that you're thinking about
So
doing? And I'm
hopefully
not I'm not
my
saying
last
you
paycheck will also be able to
experiencing a healthy number of technical difficulties with the audio today, which we will diagnose between videos.
every time I move my laptop my internet cuts out.
And every time we kiss, I swear I could fly.
That's also true.
Yeah. Zach, you want to talk about me pickling?
I do want to talk about your pickles.
I've pickled like 10 things.
Nice. What have you pickled?
I've pickled some onions, some jalapenos, some cucumbers, some red onion. Pickled red onions are fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Um what else? Uh Pickled radishes. Pickled radishes are not good. Pickled radishes are
Yeah, I was just
nasty.
say, yeah, some things must be better than others. I love like cocktail onions, which are pickled onions.
Yeah.
They're fucking just a great snack in general.
Yeah, dude.
I will eat cocktail onions without cocktails sometimes.
Like
It's actually kind of a problem.
pickled onions are like kind of my favorite food now.
It's like an incredibly good like savory snack that also is not like horrible calorie
Yeah,
wise.
like it is extremely healthy. It's just a vegetable, right? It's a vegetable and some vinegar.
It's crunchy water with like some spice. It really disagrees with your mouth, and I like that.
Yeah, me too. Um, because what I want during the day is a bag of salt and vinegar potato chips. That's what I want.
Yep.
But uh, uh, uh like six like circles of pickled onion scratches the same itch for me. Or at the very least, I have led myself to believe that it scratches the same itch.
Yep. And that's the important part is that you don't know the difference.
Um,
As far as you can tell, that feels as good, and as long as you don't compare them side by side, you won't know.
and like I've been uh 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 I've been using them in meals more, and like, dude, pickled onions on a salad, fucking awesome.
I wonder if you can come up with a good sandwich that uses pickled
Hell yeah.
onions.
Oh my god, pickled onions on any sandwich, right?
Do we sorry, go ahead.
Fully, you pull them out of the brine, you pat them dry, and you put them on top of a ham and Swiss sandwich, a turkey cheddar. You put them on top of a Reuben. As long as they're not like super wet, they are going to bring something to the sandwich. They're amazing. They no longer have like the onion punch. They have the onion flavor without the onion punch. It's great. Pickled red onions are one of my favorite foods now. They're amazing.
It does sound great.
Yeah.
And what was I gonna say? We mentioned one of our like all time great Patreon supporters is in the background, Forge. He has done Resolution Bowl with his friend group, and they decided to have group resolutions. And what I'm thinking now is, uh, with you pickling things and like trying different dieting things, be dieting as well, and also we'll get to my meals thing. Maybe we should have a like team up resolution list next year to like fucking make a like menu for like parties and shit,
I would
like our
love
own
that.
custom like interesting nerd cooking channel.
Oh my god, the nerd cookbook.
The nerd cookbook.
We'll do like a
Yes.
12 episode pilot on the nerd cookbook.
Yeah.
Okay. So pickle 50 thing. I pickled like 10. I'm working on it. I'm
That's
counting.
one thing where you can really do it in the back half too.
Yeah. I'm counting by the jar, by the way. So like I don't need to pickle 50 different things, just 50 jars of things.
And that's totally doable.
Yeah. Yeah, it's great. The last pickled jalapenos I made, I put some red pepper flakes, some basil and some oregano in there with them, and I let them sit for a couple of days, and damn is that good. You can flavor your onions, your pickled anything. You can flavor it however you want. And it's always fantastic.
I'm pumped to try some of that. That
Yeah.
will have to be our year-end video. I would love to try some of this pickled stuff because it all sounds very good.
Oh, I do need to make a disclaimer.
Yeah.
I speed pickle, which is not shelf stable. Anything I pickle, I have to eat within like 2 weeks, something like that. I looked it up. They're like mostly fine for like 2 months, but I always try to eat them within like a week and a half, 2 weeks. Um, if I don't try this at home, if you get botulism, it's not my fault. Okay, all right. I'm an idiot and I don't know what I'm doing. Don't don't try to make
You're
shelf
being
stable
you're
stuff
being
without knowing
honest
what you're
about
doing.
that.
Say again.
You are being honest about that fact.
Yeah. All right. Perhaps my favorite resolution. I think it might be my favorite resolution on either of our things, except for your number 12. Your
This
number
might be
12 is
my
really
favorite
quality.
resolution of all time that anybody's ever submitted to
Um,
any of the contests. Submitted.
th- this takes a little bit of explanation if you have never heard us talk about it before. Uh, I have been on a fitness journey for a long time. The heaviest that I ever was 315 pounds, which is very very heavy. Um, Most of that was fat. It was because I was very sedentary. It was because I drank a lot of soda. During my first dieting phase, I found out how to not drink soda, and I got down to around 189 over the course of about 2 years. I then regressed because of things that happened. Not my favorite things in the world and not the fondest memories, but whatever. Some things happened, and my approximate highest that I got back up to was about 260. When I weighed in at the beginning of 2023, I was 252. 256 rather. At the beginning of this year, I was 232. And 232 is within sight of like an end goal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, So I trying to figure out how to phrase a resolution, try to figure out how to phrase a weight loss resolution so that it's fun. Zach, I would like to be 1% cookie, which is to say,
Which
I would like to work out until I get to 198 pounds. And then there is a cookie shop not too far that sells half-pound cookies. I would like to purchase 4 of them, and I would like to eat them, thereby being exactly 1% cookie.
this brings me so much joy. It it is in the spirit of Resolution Bowl in so many ways. It is genuine self improvement that requires effort. It is Mimi and something you can brag about or tell a fun story about. And it requires you to like sort of build up towards a glorious crescendo and then do the thing in a manner that you could send the pictures of the 4 cookies and be like, it has begun. And that's what Resolution Bowl is about, is finding unique ways to brag about like improving your life. You could send a picture, Tom, of you standing on a scale that says 198, but that is so less cool than you sending me 4 cookies and saying, I'm about to be 1% cookie, motherfucker.
You better believe I'm turning this into a YouTube short. At 100%, this is going to be a short, right? I'm going to be on the scale, look down, look at the cookies, look down, it says 198, then it cuts. The cookies are gone. I step on the scale and I'm 200 pounds. Right, like that's so good.
That's perfect. Yes.
uh, and I have a fantastic update. As of this morning, I am at a new all-time silver of 207 pounds.
That is incredible.
Mm.
Also, congrats, you are thinner than me.
Let's go! I've been trying to get there for years.
You have submarined me.
Oh my god. Hell yeah. Yep. So I'm 232 down to 207. And I really started to hit a wall right around like 210. I've been at 210
Yeah,
like all summer. Like I was losing weight fast and getting fitter fast while I was training for the ride for Roswell. And then I stopped training and I kept the same diet and I've been eating really healthy but not exercising very much. And like it's hard to push. I think I've hit a floor where I need to be exercising reasonably consistently to be able to continue losing weight. And god damn it, that's what I gotta do. I gotta be
yeah,
1% cookie. That's what I gotta do.
yeah. I've been in a similar spot where like there you can get to a certain point and then it's really, really hard after that certain point to continuously lose even more weight, like sustainably over like a period of 1 to 2 weeks. You might only lose half a pound, and
Yeah.
it's the roughest patch.
Uh huh.
But you can still lose like a little over half a pound every like week or so, and still get there. You just got to be like very patient about it, and I know that you will do that to be
That is
1% quick.
that is in fact not what I will do. Um, because I got a little frustrated and I hopped on my bike
Uh,
again yesterday and I biked 30 miles. So I'm gonna try to do
that
that
works.
several times. It feels good. It feels good. And I'm doing okay. So we're gonna say 9 pounds to go, which for our viewers elsewhere is maybe 5 kilos, 5.5 kilos, something like that to go.
Yes.
All right. How is your weight loss resolution going?
Let's bounce over. Is that does it line up to actually? Oh, look at that! Wow. Uh, yeah, not great. Uh,
Oh
I
no.
got down. I got down to like the exact range you're in right now. I was like, during my like turn during the summer where I was focusing super hard on it. I got around to like 211. I think the lowest day I got was 209. And then I got yoinked back to work in Pennsylvania under high stress circumstances, and I'm confidently back up to the 220s. I have been trying to eat fewer meals that are less bad for me, and I think I'm probably down a little bit again, but I have not been weighing myself daily, so I don't know. Which is not to say I've given up. It means that I've determined that I can't do this and my work at the same time, and I will see where I'm at once work ends and figure out if it's still feasible. So it's on hold, is how I would describe it.
I just want you to know that I saw you on stream yesterday and you look good.
Thank you.
Like I can tell that you are fitter than you were at the beginning of the year and you're looking great.
I watched the episode of How I Met Your Mother recently where Barney and Robin break up the first time, and it's the one where they like look haggard and fat. And they
Mm-hmm.
have Barney, fat suit Barney. They have Neil Patrick Harris in a fat suit,
Uh-huh.
and I'm like, he still looks pretty good under all that stress fat.
uh all right, I'm writing down on hold. Ooh, all right. Now we get to one that requires a little bit of calculation.
Yeah, I wanted to release videos for all of the channels that I do YouTube things on a lot more. I wanted to do a ton of interesting Nerd Club stuff. I wanted to put out fun meme videos on my DJ Zoda channel. I wanted to release stuff under the Tutorial LaCroix name, which I have, and I wanted to do a couple of video essays for Zach Club, which, whoo boy, that's been an ordeal able to get those completed. But I will try at the back half of the year to like, or back quarter of the year to really like ramp it up. And I also want to do a 30-day song challenge. That would be. Wait, Tom, can you hear me?
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm listening. Go ahead.
Okay, I thought I cut out. uh, I want to do a 30-day song challenge on one of my channels to just really like work my songwriting muscle, because I always feel like I could be a better songwriter, a better mixer, and there's no practice like doing it a bunch. So that is actually, I think we're in a pretty okay spot because we did. Not only are we really good on ink videos, and not only did I drop some like uh, videos on the other channels, but we did a lot more INN stuff than I thought we would so far this year,
You know,
thanks to the football club and some other projects.
I actually
Uh,
did. I just did while you were talking about your Jeep, I did a quick survey.
oh,
And I counted them on up. You want to hear them?
yeah.
That we this year so far, as of the recording of this, we've uploaded 36 main channel videos, 9 streams, 6 INN videos, and 1 INN short. And that surprised me that we've only done 6 INN videos.
It feels like we've done way more.
Yeah, it does. But the ones that we've done, we've just like been really hyped about.
What
Uh,
about Patreon outtakes?
I did not measure Patreon outtakes. I want to say like
I would
5 or 6.
I would count that as a platform, and I think you're
Okay.
right that it's around 5. So, and then if I go over uh for Detroit LaCroix, I did music videos, and I also did. I'm only going to count the main instrumentals, not broken down by song. I released an instrumental version of the album. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on that channel, and over on DJ Zoda. I am going to count that as. Hold on, over on this channel. Uh, I gotta open it up. Let's see. That this year has had uh that was last year. That was for sure last year, right? Hold on. Yeah, that was definitely last year. Uh was it late last year or early this year? That was late last year. So that is 1, 2, 3 over there. And then I'm also counting all the songs that I make for TNO because they end up on YouTube also. That probably gives me another 4. So what does that have me up to? Are you still doing math?
No, I'm sorry, I wasn't counting.
Oh, that's fine. It was 5 plus 7 plus 3 plus 4, I think was the number.
uh,
So that
five,
is
5, 7, 3, 4
19.
is 19. Yes.
19 on top of how many others was that?
Oh,
36 plus
nine.
6.
Yeah, that's 52, 62, 62.
I am in striking distance if I do the 30th song challenge.
Yeah, like
That's doable.
we're gonna keep cruising. We have a lot more uploads this year coming.
Oh yeah, we're not going to stop the ink stuff either.
Yep.
So if I do a couple video essays, a couple other fun things on the other channels, there will be a video for the Boyfriend from Beyond, the Halloween-ish album, as well. I think I might hit that one.
All right. Then I'm gonna mark down that one as on track. You will you please move? Will you please just do what I want you to do?
There we go.
Fine. That's
Back
fine.
to you,
Whatever.
Tom.
Yeah. Okay. This one we gotta talk about this one. Okay.
Yeah.
I have throw a party at my house. If you've been following the Tom Silver Shorts channel, you may know that I have been working on a house for a long time. Um, that house was intended to be mine. I wanted it to be mine. I had intended to live in it, to move in. Um, and I was not. I was able to financially take the initial investment and a good deal past that. But there's a point where the amount of materials that I needed stretched past my bank account. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, so I am considered the house is done. Fun. I don't know. I haven't. I'm sorry. I haven't said
Yeah.
that yet. That's
Yeah.
like
You're bearing the lead here. The house
yeah.
is finished.
Air horns, please. The house is done. It's
Pew,
done.
pew,
It's
pew,
finished. I
pew.
completed it. That is finished. Right. It needs to be like vacuumed, and I need to get the trees out the backyard. Right. It's done. I could move in tomorrow. Unfortunately, I would then have a house and negative a lot of money.
Yeah.
Or I could sell the house and have a lot of money. And not. I think it's going to be that last one.
I think that's probably the more responsible choice there, but it is kind of a bummer
Yeah.
because that house you had planned out how to party in.
Yeah.
While you were building it, you were not envisioning the finished house, you were envisioning the party.
Yeah.
It is a bummer. However, you might be able to like could you sneak one party?
I don't. I don't know. I don't think so.
That's a bummer if you can't.
Yeah.
But I do want to say, if you think you can sneak one party in that house, you should go for it. And if you
Um.
can't, that's a bummer, but it's a bummer that gets you a ton of money.
See, this is the drawback of writing resolutions that sound fun. Um, like imagine like I put down B1% cookie.
Yeah.
That's like a flashy way of saying I want to be under 200 pounds. Um, and I write down B1% cookie, but then in like April, the United States outlaws cookies.
God damn you, Sam
Like,
Alito.
I'm like, shit. What am I gonna do?
God, fucking Supreme Court majority
Uh,
at it again.
like the house is done, and I do not think that it would be responsible to throw a party in my I don't think it'd be responsible to throw a party
Is it okay to make it the overturned Chips versus Ahoy joke?
there. No, it's not okay.
It is really funny though.
Damn it. Uh, yeah, fine. I have no problem making that joke given the kind of candidates we work with. uh,
If anybody's earned the right to make that joke, it's me. Well, okay. It's also hundreds of other people who've done the same work as me. But
I've written
I can show my credentials.
I've written down questionable. I don't think it's gonna happen.
That is a bummer if it
Yeah.
doesn't, but you did also build a fucking house, and also even if you never got a party out of it, you got some of the best YouTube shorts I have ever seen.
Yeah, we'll come back to those. Number 8. Film a game show pilot. Technically, we did that last night. I wasn't really thinking about it as a game show pilot, but
Oh, we
technically,
totally did.
yeah. I'm not. I don't want to count that though. I want it to be like a produced pilot. Um.
Yeah,
Uh.
we both love game shows, but you especially adore game shows.
Yeah.
You also introduced me to Game Changer, which is now one of my most favorite game shows of all time.
Yeah.
And I think this was sort of the vibe we were going for was a dropout esque game show sort of thing.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Well. Yeah. Actually, style where it's trivia, but like fun and pretty silly.
Yeah, which sounds incredible.
And I have a bunch of ideas, a bunch of pitches. Um. Basically, if we ever get enough people in a room to do that, we could do it like on the fly.
Uh, Fuck it, let's plan on doing that. That
All
sounds
right.
like fun.
So
I enjoy game shows, so
we'll say working on it. Right.
yeah,
I have at least 2 workable concepts, and you of course presented your fantastic concept yesterday on the stream with Rusty Duke and uh, 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 why is my brain broken? Who else was on that?
Andy.
Rusty Duke and I'm so sorry, Andy. Oh no, Rusty Duke and
If
Andy.
Andy
Shit, I'm
ever
sorry.
watches this video, you're in trouble.
I'm sorry, Andy. I'm sorry. No, fuck. Shit, Andy won. Oh, damn it! I didn't mean to spoil it. Oh well. So yeah, I'm gonna put working on it. I love it. It's a good resolution. I just haven't had much time to because I've been working on my house so hard, basically the entire summer. I did almost nothing else. Um, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes with that. But a game show pilot, I think, is entirely within the realm of possibility. And with that, I'm passing back to you for your number 8.
Hi, number 8. Oh no, your screen's not loading. There it is. Seriously contribute to a damn victory. It's been alleged by many people, mostly me, that I work for campaigns of the significantly better political party in the
Mm-hmm.
United States.
Mm-hmm.
It's been alleged
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
by many.
There's the one that has some issues, and then the one that's the other one.
There's the one that has some issues that I'm hoping to work out, and there's the one that is trying to install a fascist dictatorship.
Yeah.
And
There's the one.
you really can't equate those two things.
Yeah.
You there,
There's the one that has the issues and the evil one.
there's your friend who needs to go to therapy and quit smoking, and then there's the person who is actively
Careful.
trying to
Careful.
crash a car into your
Careful.
house.
Okay. Good. Careful,
Yeah,
Zach. Careful, SpongeBob.
yeah. I might have I said some things last time I talked about this that were a little too far. Uh, but I have dedicated the last few years of my life fully to this work. Outside of all my YouTubings and music, 90% of my time is helping out campaigns and different progressive organizations. And I put this thinking it's a presidential year and I need to do a ton. And I am doing a ton in a presidential year right now, but that's not why one is done. This one is done because of something I did helping a state senator who I very, very much like, who's a really cool guy, run his petition program and his petition challenge for his not as progressive, kind of backed by some shady people opponent who ran the worst petition program I've ever seen. And I knocked his opponent off the ballot with a small team of volunteers and members of the campaign. But uh, they shouted me out specifically for leading his petition program very well and for taking the lead on knocking his opponent off the ballot with his. Tom, do you remember what percentage of his signatures were valid? I'm getting a little in the weeds here about how elections work, but you're supposed to have uh you need 700 valid signatures for it's not that hard. It's people who are eligible to vote in the primary. Tom, do you remember how many of his 100 he had 1200 turned in? How many of them do you think were valid? Do you remember the story?
Wasn't it like 13%?
Yeah, it was he had less than 150 valid
Yeah.
signatures
Yeah.
of the 1200 people. Legit, there were news articles about it. People are going to jail on his campaign for forgery. Like, or at the very least they're getting fined.
um
It was a nightmare.
and Zach, I believe the original text of this resolution is contribute to a Dem victory in such a fashion that it wouldn't have happened without you, and that wouldn't have happened without you. That was you.
Yeah, I think
That was on your shoulders.
there's a serious argument he would have won the primary anyways, but uh if not having a primary is infinitely better than having a primary.
Yeah.
100% of the time. And because of my efforts, and I want to shout out Kai at Thaddeus, who I worked with a ton on that one, uh, and our volunteers also. Uh, because of those efforts, he had no primary. And not only did he not have a primary, I have a story to tell for my campaign buddies for the rest of my life of what's the least competent campaign you've ever seen. I can say I beat the least competent campaign I ever saw. I single-handedly destroyed a campaign. Not single-handedly, but like me and a bunch of schmucks in a spreadsheet destroyed a campaign and then partied up in a bar afterwards.
Destroyed, and I do want to stress here, destroyed a fraudulent campaign.
Yeah, yeah, a campaign that should not have been running for office could not do the bare minimum of getting like I got that signature number valid and cleared it 4 times over. It's the city of Philadelphia. It's very easy to go find somebody who's eligible to vote in a Democratic primary and get them to sign a piece of paper. They chose not to do that. They chose to, in some cases, there were people who may have forged things. In others, they did not even go to the district. They just went to a place they knew that was busy in a different part of Philadelphia and hoped that nobody would notice, which is also wrong. Uh, and it's kind of insulting to me. Like I put in a lot of effort to make a good plan to get like mostly valid signatures, And when you see somebody who doesn't do that, you do just want to like, kick them off the ballot.
And this is not an excuse to talk about politics in the comments.
It's not an excuse unless you're talking about how cool it is that I did that.
Yes, that's the
In which
only
case
way.
I encourage that.
All right, Zach. Talk to us about your unfinished projects.
I have so many unfinished creative projects of different sizes and scopes that I just don't have done and I would like to have done. So one of them, like I did one of them for sure, was I had done a bunch of mashups for a mashup album that I want to be better produced than my previous ones for my shit posting mashup channel, DJ Zoda. Uh, and I thought I'm going to finish that. And then I have a bunch of other things that I've listed in a document called Zach's Unfinished Creative Projects. And the goal was to get 6 of them ish uh, in like a completion state. I could also finish other people's unfinished projects if they had offered it up. So there's a video Tom Scott did of some project ideas he has that he knows he's never going to do. I thought about doing that, but I just wanted to have some smaller projects to finish. I have finished one, and there are multiple others that I have gotten in a serious state of like near completion. So I am pretty happy with that. Uh, Several of them are SCP articles that are mostly written, and I just need to finish. And this is what I'm going to try and rush in the back quarter of the year. But I would put this at a 1 out of 6 right now.
All right, I'll write down working on it. Working on it. It's still totally doable, but not one that you've focused on too terribly much.
Yep. Anything that's like a working on it here for the most part is a something I plan on doing in the final stretch.
How about we hop over to the other side?
Yeah. Oh yeah. It is your turn.
Uh,
I want to hear about publishing a board game or book.
I don't know how I would, but I do have 2 board games pretty ready.
I've played tested. I think both of them, or at least one of them.
Oh shit, you're talking about the RPG system that we played with Forge,
That's
Forge and Duke.
that's the third one.
That rocked. It was amazing. Forge, Duke, and First play tested that with us, and you, I, and a bunch of people play tested Unlettered. And I now have a third one that I'm working on now. Um, they're definitely at, I don't know, they're at a place where I need to like hand them to another person and say what needs to be done with these so that I can like publish them. Um, Zach, do you want to be that person?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Absolutely.
because they are done. At least 2 of them are done. 2 of them are done, and one of them is in like the final concepts. Um, that one is called, what's that one called? That one is called Close Enough. I have Close Enough, Unlettered, which is done, and A War of Words, which I think we renamed, but I can't remember what we renamed it to. I think that
Yeah.
I would like to pass off Unlettered to you and consider you a board game editor and be like, Zach, tell me what needs to get done with this so that we can publish it.
I would be happy to be your editor for
Okay?
that.
Um, Done-ish. But publishing is very different from complete, right? Like the board game is complete. Um,
Yeah.
but
Publish means that you have a physical distribution you can do.
yep, somebody needs to buy it. And that would go along with another one that we'll talk about a little bit later, which we'll come back
Yep.
to. And making mead, I have fully not touched it. Have not touched. Right.
This is something you can rush in the back half if you
Yeah.
want to, though.
Yeah. Literally haven't I haven't thought about it. Haven't touched it. Haven't gone near it. Like not has not been important in my life. Haven't.
Which is fair.
Haven't touched it. All right, Zach. Tell me about what meals have you come up with?
So this one is learn 6 great meals for every meal of the day, including one that's custom. Uh, I've been copy. I love and will often go on binges of uh YouTube cooking channels. I
Oh, I
love
love.
binging with Babish.
Yeah.
Uh, I love You Suck at Cooking's got some good ones. There's Future Canoe. He's really great. Uh, there's several others that I enjoy watching. And what I've never actually done while doing that, with a few exceptions, is make the fucking meal. So I did learn a Gordon Ramsay recipe earlier this year when I was in a better spot with time and money, which I only ever have one of at the same time. Uh, and I have uh, poked around with some different sandwich recipes also. I have been watching a channel that is, I think it's called Sandwiches of History, which uploads a different sandwich every day, where I'm definitely going to copy some of those. So, and I made a custom dessert. However, it was bad. It was very, very, very bad. So I have to go to the drawing board. Uh, I tried to make a cookie that uh, was like cafe mocha flavored. And what I made instead were brownies that let you see the true face of God.
Ah, nice.
And then 3 days later, when I went to sleep, I realized I needed to come up with a different recipe.
Okay, perfect.
uh,
So,
so
so all in all, how's
what?
it going?
Okay, not great. I know which recipes are going to attempt when I have more time and more access to a good kitchen, and I'm not doing any of them right now. But this will be something I try in the final quarter of the year. So we'll say, eh, it's it could be going better.
Eh, it's doing okay. It exists and hasn't been forgotten, but also eh.
Yeah,
All right. How about your vocal effects machines?
I bought a Raspberry Pi,
Cool.
and I've not used it for anything yet. My idea is crazy. I want a vocal effects machine where I can use it live for karaoke, and it can have at least two effect settings on it. Uh, that I can walk into karaoke, start singing, pull up a mask in front of my face, and have a vocal effect immediately applied because it's plugged into a computer that's on my arm, and then use that as a means to be really impressive at karaoke. Potentially also having like a Pip Boy sort of thing with the MIDI keyboard that I have that is perfectly fit for my arm so that I can like use a vocoder live or something like that. Uh and really fucking tear the house down when I come up there and either have like distorted voice for like a shouty part of the song or like extra reverb and like chorus effects for the a chorus or something like that. In time I have fully not done any of that. I have fully done nothing. I have not touched this. I have a Raspberry Pi that it looks very nice in its box. I've never taken it out of.
Okay. This is a solvable problem. Untouched. Uh, this is a solvable problem if you want to like dial in on it. I would be happy to help. Like iterating on ideas is what I do for my like main programming life, what I do for my campaign life, and my board game life at this point. Um,
Yeah,
like we can make this workable. It's not that hard.
yeah. It is totally doable, and that is something I plan on focusing on later. This whole thing is I have some that I can work on now that are going well, and a bunch that are totally solvable if I like put a good like couple weeks effort into it. And the goal is going to be figuring out like the order of which to do so once I have far more free time, suspiciously after the first Tuesday in November after a Monday.
For sure, for sure. All right, Zach, we have one of my favorites. Actually, two of my favorites. We have upload at least 75 combined videos, shorts, live streams, and something else. Takes videos, maybe. I don't remember what the exact text of that was. But it's upload 75 videos, right? Um, and I have in front of me a list. We have 36 main channel videos, 9 main channel streams, 6 INN videos, 1 INN short, 1 Tom Silver video, 28 Tom Silver shorts, 1 interesting nap time video, which I just haven't had time to focus on, 3 Patreon videos, and 1 Patreon audio outtake. Which sums to, you ready for this? Never do math live. 51, 52, 53, 53, 73, 81, 82, 83, 86 total videos between all of our
Wow.
stuff. Done.
Done. Hell yeah.
It's done. It's finished. That is 86. Even if I take out the Tom Silver shorts, that puts us at 66, 50. What is that? 58? 58. I will still make it even if we don't count shorts. Which I don't know why we wouldn't. It's in the
Yeah,
resolution.
yeah, no, yeah, that's exactly how you wrote it. That is
Yeah.
just done. That is just completely done.
Pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh, I don't know. The links to some of those things will be in the description. Uh, uh, I want to do more interesting nap time stuff. That channel's so much fun.
Yeah.
Uh,
Have, has anybody like subscribed to it? Have we shouted out that much?
no, we haven't talked about it at all. It
Oh,
just has
incredible.
it just has one video of 10 hours of rain.
Nice.
Like I'd like that to be the place where I put like me reading stuff and like pleasant coffee shop noises and things like that just because I love those channels and they make me so happy. But currently there's nothing on that one. It's fine. It does exist and I did upload one video to it this year.
Hey, respect.
And of course,
Making it real is a huge part of making it a thing.
mhm. And of course sell at least one piece of merch. Um, we were planning a merch store launch this past summer. Unfortunately, um, like really bad things happened several times in a row.
It was unprecedented. It was like we were ping ponging bad things back and forth for the entire summer.
Yeah, they just kept getting worse.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Yeah.
So if we do a merch launch, it will be in November or December. We will not be doing it until then.
I have made another planned piece of merch that we do like, and that one I think should be easy to print en masse. We have some plans, and I think you'll like the merch. We did make this. We wore the shirts on stream.
Yep,
People were asking about them.
yep.
They were very nice shirts.
We printed up test copies of the posters. I would love to be able to sell the board game on there. Uh, uh,
I would love to
you
sell
know.
physical copies of my albums on a
hmm
store. Yeah.
Um, but like, it's just not something that we could have done this year.
Yeah.
And that's okay. We still have time. And as is the point with this game, if you don't get everything on your list done, that's okay. You have improved your life considerably just by attempting to do these things. And even if we don't sell a single piece of merch this year, Zach, uh, we have still put effort into growing this wonderful, beautiful channel. Um, and I'm happy to have done it with you. Keep an eye out
I
for additional horror videos if you are into that kind of
Yes.
thing.
Yes. Tom, we have one left.
We do.
Tom, uh, in a fit of madness, uh, potentially. I decided I wanted to perform at the second Fire Festival.
Yes, that's true.
And the reason for this is if you don't know the story of Fire Festival, I don't know what rock you've been sleeping under, but it was the concert that didn't happen where a bunch of people got stranded on a tropical island and the guy who ran it went to jail for wire fraud. He is now out of jail, having served his sentence, and he says he's going to make it up to the world by putting on an actually good tropical concert festival. And one of two things has happened. Either he has learned zero lessons and is about to make the same mistake again, and it's going to be even funnier this time because everybody knew, or he has genuinely turned over a new leaf and is actually going to put on a halfway decent festival that is like fun and tropical, and it's a like shocking like comeback story for him. And either of those things I want to witness live. So, being a musician, I thought I want to perform at Fire Festival too. And
Okay.
this one was not failed by me. This one was failed by Billy McFarland, host of Fire Festival, who delayed it until April of 2025.
Zach, I'm gonna do something that we've done in the past.
Hmm.
We've had we've had stipulations about uh uh electoral things in the past, and there's
Yeah,
always a chance that those things overflow to the following year, right? This,
yeah.
there's always a chance that it goes to runoffs, or it goes to extra ballots, or it becomes disputed. um uh and I am 100% willing to mark this as null until April of next year. I'm willing to do that.
Well, Tom, this is what I'm going to try to do to argue for points at the end of the year. Is I'm going to try and get after this next album comes out, I can say I have three different albums, two originals and a cover album. I have X amount of subscribers on YouTube. I have a YouTube channel also that I do with even more subscribers. Uh, I would like to perform if possible. It is running from April 25th to April 28th. Notably, my birthday is April 26th. Tom, if I go, would you like to come to my 32nd birthday party slash fire festival?
Yes.
So I'm gonna try to I'm gonna try to make it happen that I perform there, and I get assurances that I will be on the fucking um, stage. And if I get a yes on that, uh, then I will go, and we will be there at Fire Festival too,
All
which will
right.
either be a good or catastrophic concert with no in between.
And if you get a yes and then it gets canceled, I will you get the points because it wasn't your fault.
Yeah, if Billy can't run a concert, I should have seen that coming, but it's not my fault.
Yep. Yeah, if Billy can't run a concert, I also should have seen that coming and should have given you a different number of points.
Yes.
All right, Zach, that's our show. Thank you very much for joining me, and thank you all for watching this. I love this particular series that we do. I would love to do more frequent updates, but life is what it is, and I hope that you guys are improving yourselves as we are. If you are one of the people who are in the server with us, please leave in the comments how you're doing. And I will be in the Discord in the next couple of days, looking into and chatting about what everyone's up to.
Yeah, I'll be checking it out too. I'm curious to see where everybody else is at. I think we'll still try to do a year-end stream where you can pop in and tell about your successes as well. So we can cheer you on. 'Cause we love that other people are doing this. It
Yeah.
is genuinely a joy.
All right, Zach, say goodbye.
Goodbye.